You know, I truly love the Arkham series. It's no surprise that the Arkham games are loved by gamers today, but back then people didn't expect much from them. Since it was a licensed game, people thought it would be mediocre to basically die and be forgotten like many other licensed games. But when Arkham Asylum released, it changed everyone's minds. I was ecstatic when this game came out. I remember going to my friend's house and playing the game on his PS3. Then a year later when I got my own PS3, the first game I got was Arkham Asylum. Now, 9 years later, it was fun replaying it. But it doesn't mean that I can ignore its flaws. So, without further ado, let's see if Batman Arkham Asylum still holds up today. The game starts off with Batman recapturing the Joker and takes him back to Arkham Asylum. Feeling uneased, Batman follows him to make sure nothing happens. And it doesn't help when Joker starts saying shit like this.
I mean, don't you think it's a little bit funny how a fire at Blackgate caused hundreds of my crew to be moved here?
He plans to escape, doesn't he?
Joker's loose.
Yep, called it. With the Joker now fully taking over the asylum, Batman must now stop the psychotic clown while fighting off a handful of his gallery rogues. But for now, we gotta find Gordon. After we escape the facility, we head to the Batmobile, fighting Gordon's pipe, leading us to the medical foyer. After saving some doctors, we head down to the lower floor, pursuing Harley, until...
Too easy! Oh, think about it. I got you trapped in a little metal box, hanging precariously over a deadly drop. What say I just blow the emergency brakes and drop you like a sack of puppies? Say goodnight, Bats. Boom! Only kidding. Got a few more surprises in store for you. Prepare to face your fears. All of them!
What comes next is by far the best encounters in the game. When you're exposed to Scarecrow's fear gas, you hallucinate your greatest fears. For the first encounter, Batman hallucinates his dead parents, feeling ashamed and regretful that he couldn't save them. And for the second hallucination, he relives his parents' death. But that's not the only thing that makes the encounters great.
Little bat, you're in my world now.
The level designs during the hallucinations are great, with you running through the inferior-induced nightmare. The main objection is to stealth your way through his nightmare to the back signal at the end.
What are you doing, little bat?
After overcoming his hallucination, we head to the experimental chamber, where Harley is holding Gordon at. We knock out Harley and discover that Bane is being held captive in Arkham Asylum and was experimented on by Dr. Young. Oh, and we find him, then escape, then... Yeah, and now the story thickens. Turns out that the Joker has been funding Dr. Young's research of a stronger version of Venom called Titan, which is why Bane is here. She originally intended to use this formula for patients to help them survive their therapy sessions, but the Joker planned to use it to power up his men and create an army of monsters. So now we head to the Arkham Mansion to find Dr. Young's formula and destroy it. We get into Dr. Young's office, learning that she got the formula already and hid it away. We retrace her steps, leading to where she hid it, and destroyed it once and for all. We saved Dr. Young from Zaz, learning that Joker already has the formula and is currently at the Botanical Gardens.
What else is Joker planning?
How should I know? You think anything he says makes sense? I think he's insane. Oh my god!
Get out of the way!
Poor Dr. Young. Still, you know how Mr. J hates a squealer. Talking about squealers.
Somebody help me!
God, we gotta save him now too? So now we gotta save Sharp's ass from Harley. So now we head to a penitentiary where... where we find Quincy Sharp locked up and...
I could watch those two all day. What a riot! And Speaking of riots, here's a bit of civil unrest I cooked up just for you.
Anyways, we release Sharp, fight Harley, kick her ass, and then lock her up. Really, that's it. Now on our way to a botanical fuck, they're outside now? Anyways, we go through the usual shit. Save people, beat people up, and see Joker kill a man. You know, usual. We enter Joker's lab, we beat them up, escape the lab, and finally get out of the gun. Okay, before we leave, we gotta find the cure for the Titan, which is under Killer Croc's lair. However, the game starts to crash, literally breaking the fourth wall. The game restarts, with the Joker escorting Batman to the asylum. This reveal, to what I believe, is Batman's greatest fear, becoming one of the many maniacs that he fights, to end up, one day, having a very bad day. After the game over screen, we go through Scarecrow's level one more time, sneaking away from his gaze, getting to the end, and...
I think you need a little more. Tell me, what demons do you have left to beat? Shall we see?
Yeah, it's not much, but hell, it is a good twist, leading us to fight 3 rounds of goons, with Scarecrow taking 3 spotlights worth of bat signals. Scarecrow escapes, trying to poison Gotham's water line with toxins, before Ugh. Alright, so now we get into Croc's lair, finding all the plants, but it seems like Croc likes to play with his meat first, and he just fucking... We should be dead by now, I swear. You know what, fuck it, let's just get the plants, get this over with, and leave. When we get out, it turns out that we gotta deal with Ivy now, and fast. And what a surprise, we take her out using batarangs, beating up guards, oh, and explosive gel. Whatever. It's still not over yet, as Joker prepares the finale, but before we can celebrate...
Oh, isn't that cute? Little bats are sleeping. Someone finish him off.
The graphics are still good even after 9 years after it was released. I was blown away by how good it looked on PC, just increasing my enjoyment for this game even more. As we head further into Asylum, you quickly learn that detective mode is completely fucking broken. You're basically given X-ray vision, and the suspense of someone jumping you is completely gone as you can completely see them. Also, during crime scenes, it's able to detect anything, ranging from gas particles, powder, fingerprints, and blood. The fighting and stealth in this game is, without a doubt, the best part of the series. We get a good taste of how the combat will be like in the beginning, but as the game progresses, the combat evolves, turning into a battle that needs thinking and skills that should be explored. And it's nothing like a button masher, okay? It's not a button masher. However, it does get annoying that whenever I do a combat takedown, it slows down time. Like, seriously, can you not? Later, in the game, you'll encounter a combination of mooks to kick ass. You'll fight mooks with tasers, mooks with knives, mooks with guns, and giant abominations. The stealth mechanics are what will save you from being killed instantly. Joker's goons got their hands on guns, and you can't just punch your way out. The stealth sections are a ton of fun too, especially when you have a fast variety to take them out. You can spray explosive gel on weakened walls to non-lethally take mooks out, glide kick or batarang them, backclaw them off of railings, and so on. Also, be ready to spend a lot of time pushing on gargoyles and to spread out everywhere and are basically your get out of free card. The stealth sections do get trickier later in the game, as the goons now wear suicide colors that warns other goons, and they also set C4s on gargoyles, so now when you zipline to them, they explode. But what would a field game be if it didn't include upgrades and tools? Later, you get the explosive gel, which will help you explode weak walls. Then we get the back claw, which helps us open fence and pull mooks. Then it's upgraded to the ultra claw, where it's so strong that it can tear out weak walls. Seriously, I miss this upgrade. We also get the line launcher. That's all it does. For doors that can't be opened, we use the handy cryptographic sequencer, allowing Batman to override control points. If you fill up the experience bar, you'll be able to upgrade your skills. And that's basically it. The boss fights, for the most part, sucked. Seriously, the first boss fight is so bad that he dies halfway, mainly due to Titan, but still, This fight foreshadowed how bad most of the encounters will be, where you just invade, throw a batarang, and beat the shit out of a large thing, while they're surrounded by mooks. Out of all the Arkham games, the first one has the worst boss fights, but they improve throughout the series.
Yes, it is I, Edward Nygma, the Riddler. And more importantly, your intellectual superior.
One of the best designs in the Arkham franchise are the riddles. Riddler escaped the asylum and hacked into your comms to test your intelligence by challenging you to find his riddles. I love how the riddles incentivize you to explore the asylum, learning the history of the asylum and its patients. You'll find interviewed tapes from different patients, giving insight on their character. Also, there are several stones with writing on it, which looks like it's telling the story of Archimedes Arkham, but in reality it was Quincy Sharp.
My name is Quincy Sharp, the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. You have done well to decipher my story, and I pray it has helped you on your path. I trust that through my writings you will do what is right. Please, I implore you, continue my work. This city deserves a savior. Continue my work.
If you don't have the time and are patient to collect them all, that's fine. But believe me, the satisfaction at the end is worth it.
What? Sirens. The police. You cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me. Police, open up! No. They can open the door now! No! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nygma,
After dealing with everything that happened, it's not over yet. Joker's preparation for the party is complete, and fighting us to the party. At the front there are goons waiting to greet you, with more goons taunting you inside. Joker reveals that he recaptured Gordon and shoots him with a Titan-filled pellet. Batman jumps in the way and begins to mutate. Seeing how Batman is resisting a biological mutation, Joker injects himself with a formula, leading to a very disappointing final boss fight. Oh my god. After literally fighting fear, a crocodile, and a giant fucking plant, we get this. Seriously, it's disappointing because it's not only one of the many boss fights that are like this, but this is the Joker. Do you literally see Joker resorting to injecting himself to Titan to defeat Batman, reducing himself to one of his goons? I don't. Even though this encounter is dull, easy, and pretty much boring, it at least ends in a bang. Literally. With Joker defeated and all the villains arrested, Batman leaves the asylum to stop another crime happening in Gotham City, ending the game. To be honest, I forgot how much fun it is to play this game. From fighting mooks and bosses, to exploring a sanity-filled asylum that's lurking with danger, to finding riddles that are placed everywhere inside the asylum. It was fun revisiting this game. Out of all the other games in the series, this is by far the easier one out of all of them, especially finding all the riddles. If you're still hungry for more, I suggest doing the challenges. They test your skills and teach you more on what you can do in the game, especially in Predator mode. Out of the 4 Arkham games, Batman Arkham Asylum is definitely my second favorite title in the series. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on about my opinion about the Arkham series. Thank you so much and see you later.